What's up, everybody? Gonna pick up the ball and run with it on the Coronavirus 2020 virtual shop tour video craze. Woo! Here we go. Um, got the dailies parked out here in the driveway because there's too much stuff in the garage. It's a 3-car garage. I got stuffed full of stuff, as you can see. Got a 36 4-door sedan parked here. That's the current project we're gonna start jumping on. Working on the engine as we speak. Got my kids' bikes. Got some drum stuff. I was making some drum videos. I made some tills, both here and here, to hold some of the daily grind stuff like weed killer, bird seed, propane torch, yard crap. Over here we've got all the kids' balls and that kind of stuff. Just trying to keep all that stuff close to the door because that's where they're gonna want it when they want to go play with it. Got my smoker here. Haven't really found a place for it yet. But as you stand in the garage, you can see this is the 2-car garage, half over here. There's a 3rd car bay over there. I'll show you in a minute. But we've got the 36. Obviously, I've got a Sun Machine fascination going on. I've got a 900 and a 920, both of which are for sale. If you want them, let me know. I got 2 distributor machines. One's been gone over, the other one's waiting to be gone over. And then over here, obviously we've got the man door. Got this sweet Napa setup. My uncle used to work at a Napa store, and this ended up at my parents' house, so I made off with it. Got my newer Milwaukee box that I talked my wife into. It's, we've been here at the house about 4 years. It's been here about 2 now, and it's finally gotten to the point where I can get all my tools in one place. And then I got the big old Sun Machine back there that is gonna stay. It's not gonna get sold. Some of the other stuff you can see here. I got my engine hoist. We're gonna put this 8BA in that 36 Ford and replace the stock 21 stud 1936 Ford. Back there behind the engine hoist is my MIG welder. And as you can see, I've got pieces, parts stashed everywhere. I've got a set of 34, 35 wire wheels. The other 2 are stuck under the car. Got some totes worth of pieces, parts. And again, with the Corona thing, we've been trying to get outside with the kids, so we've got the daily driver bikes. Up above, if you can see it, I've got 4 cabinets there that I built. Car parts in the second from the right, tools and kid stuff on the far right. Far left is actually more Sun stuff and summer swim stuff. And then the one you can't see in the middle is some coolers. Above the single garage, we've got 2 cabinets that I built, 2 feet deep, 2 feet tall. And again, those are tools, again, some more Sun stuff, and low use things. Light fixtures. When I moved in, I originally had the dumb single ball or single light bulb thing. Was really dark. So the first one we put in was this LED one, and we ran down the joists and put another one in. Then this one was here, I replaced it. This one was here and I replaced it, and I thought, cool, I'll just run down the joist and put one there and one over there. Well, once we started, cut the hole in the ceiling, and then we found out that right about here, the joists go from running this way to running this way. So I would have had to cut through 7 joists to get to that. So now we're trying to decide. I really would like to put more light up. I might even replace these light fixtures. They're about 3,000 lumens. It's not dark in here, but I'd really like it to be brighter, just because the older I get, the harder it is to see stuff. Anyway, so maybe some LED 4-foot fixtures coming in. Got my drop cord there. I haven't plugged it in yet, but hopefully that will aid in building the car. Got some artwork over there. We have a 34 Ford. Top one's a picture of me running it at National Trail here in Columbus. And the bottom one is one I just happened to take in black and white on a road trip one day. Pretty cool. So over here to the single bay, this whole thing is set up as a wood shop. Again, I grew up my dad's sign shop and learned how to do woodworking, metalworking, not metalworking. I can't do dents and that kind of stuff, but learned how to weld. So built this set of cabinets, which I think is documented on Garage Journal. Built this bookshelf over here that has a ton of stuff on it. There's some woodworking books and that kind of stuff. I've got a collection of shop notes and Woodsmith. And then up here's some old Sun manuals and some old 50s hot rod stuff that I got from my dad. Some electronics stashed up there. Hopefully that I can use to rebuild some of the Sun stuff. My sales office sign is a sign that my dad had. This Tri-State Ohio thing is a sign that my dad built. Obviously we were located in Dayton at one point, as the red dot tells you. And that's way before my time, but I pulled it out of my parents' house just after my dad died. Nova Signs was a sign shop that I worked for my dad, and then the estate lot sign is this lot before the house was built. So, as I said, built all the cabinets, sourced some wood out of a dumpster for these shelves here, and we've got some maple stashed up there. Got a couple different things built here. So behind all this walnut is a bench sander we built out of shop notes. Then I've got this old stainless steel lunch tray cart that's holding my planer, and a circular sander that we built. Again, got a mortise machine stashed back there. And then we've got chop saw that's built into a base again from shop notes. And then we put that base inside a table, the blue metal table, the blue metal legs that you see. Underneath that is a cart that's on wheels that rolls. It's got two different drawers full of crap and a slide out drawer that's stashed with a bunch of extension cords right now. And right next to that is a workbench that I built. The steel again is stuff I sourced out of a dumpster. Then I built a torsion top, bench top for it. It's deeper than I like. I have trouble reaching the stuff in the back, so if I made it again, I would redo it. But part of the reason we made it that deep is so we could hide a whole cabinet grade table saw underneath it. And then we got some screw and part storage stuff. I sourced those bins. I used to work at Home Depot, and those were taken out and replaced with some other bins, and so I sourced those. Everything's on wheels. I moved some things around. Festool's not mine, it's my nephew's, but I'm storing it. Got a wood rack here that's on wheels so we can roll it around, a bunch of cutoffs and all kinds of different stuff in there. As I said before, this table's on wheels. I built this, let me back away from it. It's a clamp rack. On the bottom, we've got pleated filters, one on there and one on the opposite side. And inside it, I don't know if you can see it, down in there is a big old squirrel cage fan. Here, squirrel cage fan in there. So it sucks the air in through the bottom, through the filters, and kicks it out the top. So that helps circulate air, and it holds clamps. And as I said, everything's on wheels, so we can move it around. So in this corner, as I said, we got the table saw stashed under a steel table with a torsion box top on it. And then I've got another table similar to the one I built over there. They were designed as twins so they could be attached together and turned into a work table. But again, this one's got the slide out at the bottom. The left side's gonna have a drawer, and the right side is actually set up as a router table. So in that box inside there is the router sunk down in there for dust control, and switch, and then you can see the dust port there. I'll pull it out here in a minute. And then we've got a 220 air compressor, a jet 8-inch joiner. We've got a jet table saw, a jet bandsaw. Again, the bandsaw and the joiner on wheels so you can pull them out. From shop notes, I built a set of drawers underneath the table, or underneath the drill press, to store stuff like drill bits and PPE and that kind of thing. And then underneath, I just built a table, a drill press table that, as you can see, I've got a horrible case of flat surface syndrome. I didn't really clean up. Same thing, the bandsaws stacked full of stuff. So frustrating. But hey, I did get the workbench clean. This is my dad's Rubio workbench, and it was stashed full of stuff. And you know, I may have just shuffled everything everywhere else, but I got a clean work surface. So a couple sheets of plywood, sheet of MDF that I sourced out of a dumpster here in the neighborhood, and underneath that I've got some cool drawers that I don't know if I'm going to pull the plywood out of the way just to show you drawers. I'll show you this crazy thing I built on the shelf here on the door, on the wall. You can see this thing. It comes out of the wall at a 90-degree angle, and I cut it to be able to hang pole stuff like rakes and mops and all that kind of stuff. So on this side, on the base, I've got some things stashed in there, a wood maul, a light lamp, some other things. Got the leaf blower hung on the wall there. And then on the other side of it, got the weed eater set down on the base, and a shovel and some other things. And I've got some wood clamps stuck on the side, and on the face of it I've got a couple shovels hung off of it. So that's kind of one of the ways I decided to try and get all the pole tools off the floor and use a dead space that normally wouldn't be too usable between the two garage doors to use that. Here's that table pulled out. As you can see, I sunk the router down in it, a couple pieces of T-track, referenced a dado in there for sliding a fence or whatever, that kind of thing. And then there's a fence stashed somewhere here in the garage that goes in the T-track, and you can slide it in relation to the router. Also, you can check out on my garage journal thread, the top moves up and down and is changeable so that you don't have to try and work at it when it's only 2.5 feet high, but it's designed to squash down that low so that it can fit under that table saw Tetris style. So yeah, that's pretty much it. We'll do this. Let's start here. Okay, garage door, 36 Ford, engine, back wall, ladders, toolboxes, man door. Over to the single side, we got woodworking stuff all stashed along the side there, cabinets that I made. Well, that'll do it for the tour. Hopefully it's like my English teacher used to say, keep it like a girl's skirt. Long enough to cover the subject, but short enough to keep it interesting. If you got any questions, leave a message or a comment. Thanks.